looks like you could cycle faster from White Rock in.
Ride your bike to work week. That's a big thing here. Let's start with the kids here at the bike camp with Pedalheads. Done?
Yeah, lots of traffic out here as we gear up for learning to ride a bike. Nick, how long does it reasonably take to learn to ride a bike for any parents out there learning to teach their kids?
For sure. Most kids take, maximum a week. Within the week, they're often riding on their own.
Fantastic. Now, we're going to go into more detail about what's happening here later, but let's walk through the various stations of what the kids are learning.
Sure. So at the far station there, it's something that we call the Tunnel of Fun. So we're getting kids to ride in between a set of cones just to keep riding straight. And we've got some sponges that they can ride on as well, just keeping their attention ahead of them.
Second station?
Second station here is just a little braking square, so the kids ride up and they try to stop their bikes within that square of cones there.
Third station?
So this is bike bowling. They're riding right through the cones and it gives them a target to look at ahead of them just to keep their eyes straight ahead.
Fantastic. Okay, but before we actually learn to ride a bike, you got to properly fit your helmet and your bike. So we've got little Nico over here. Stephen, we'll get you over here so we can check out this here.
Yeah, so Nico over here is wearing a really properly fitted helmet. So a couple things to keep note of here. So his helmet fits just two fingers above the eyebrows here, so that's something that we're really looking for. Another thing that you can check with 2 fingers is just right under the chin, the straps. You should only be able to fit about 2 fingers between the chin and the straps. And if we'll get Nico to just turn to the side a little bit here, by making a peace sign with 2 fingers, just having the straps looking just like that right around the ears, that looks like a really properly fitting helmet to me.
As far as the bike size?
Sure, so Nico here is a bit of a beginner rider. So one thing that we really want to make sure of is that kids are able to firmly plant their feet on the ground while they're sitting on the bike. If the seat is a little bit too high, it'll make it a little bit tricky for them to brace themselves when they do want to stop. And as kids do progress and get a little bit into the more advanced stage, we want to make sure that the seat is a little bit higher as well. And so we do have Jamie over here that can demonstrate that with her feet as well.
Perfect.
So Jamie is riding on her own. She's able to start and everything. And if you notice her feet, there's a bit of a raise in the heel there, which will give her a little bit more power, and she'll be able to ride with a little bit more momentum that way as well.
Perfect. Well done, Jamie and Nico. We've got more with Pedalheads throughout the morning. Russ, you can ride a bike, can't you?
Barely. Probably not as well as Jamie, to be honest, but I love Nico. Nico's got his game face on this morning. He is ready to ride out there. Everybody looks prepared, and it looks like a nice day out there as well. See enough shadows in there to know that there's a little sun in the morning forecast. Too bad there's not much for the afternoon.
And for a little bit longer, thanks, Thor. Don't you, Bay? Let's talk about bike camp with the Pedalheads.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know what age maybe Jody taught Brady how to ride his bike, but you were saying, and I was actually just telling Thor that he's got another year and he can start to teach Deja. 2 years old.
I know. We started as young as 2, and we go all the way up to 12. But we have little guys who are 2 years old. They're riding on little run bikes. Basically, they're just using their legs, building up that strength, and just having fun on the bike.
Fantastic. You got some great tips for parents at home on how they can maybe teach their kids. I'll get you to stand over here, Mike, so that we can get a nice shot over here. Using basic sponges.
Yeah, so this one's actually called the Gates of Fun. So the whole idea around this one is to work on trying to stay within like a area specifically. So we have gated cones that we kind of have here, and we make it a little bit tighter each as we go. And they go over the sponges just because that's a little bit easier for the kids to do. And then afterwards, they just try to ride in a straight line. So we kind of lead that over and have them riding, straight.
And great. And then this one, of course, I see the stop sign. So they're learning how to stop very close to the sign, or how does that work?
Yeah, so for this one specifically, the whole idea is to go ride in a straight line and be able to stop in a gated area again, because using your brakes is a really important thing with biking. So we want to make sure that they have an understanding of using those brakes and being able to stop in an area.
Okay, and we've got the final one here.
Yeah, and this is probably one of our most popular activities that we have at camp. This one's bike bowling, and what they do is they're trying to go and look up and go to a directed area. So they're looking up directly at the cones and they're trying to knock them all over as fast as they can, which is super fun for all these kids.
I love it. And we've got next in line, Samantha. How are you?
Good.
How old are you?
9.
9 years old. And how long have you been trying to learn to ride a bike?
3 years.
About 3 years or so. So since you were about 6, what's your favorite thing about Pedalheads?
I'm learning new stuff.
I love it. Will you keep having fun? You have lots of friends here too?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, a great social way for the kids to learn how to ride their bikes. You go ahead, Samantha. We're going to go to break on you doing your stop here. We got Russ LeKay with our weather coming up next. How long will this beautiful sunshine and bike weather last? He's got those details coming up. Well done, Samantha. You! Hanging out with Pedalheads this morning where kids have been learning how to ride bikes. And right now, well, we're seeing that, one of the riders actually stopped on cue. That's what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely. At all times, whenever you do see a stop sign, you're supposed to stop and, of course, look both ways. And for anyone that's driving or riding behind you, making sure you do a hand signal, just letting them know where you're going.
So they've been going through various exercises and challenges this morning as they learn to ride their bike. But now we're actually getting to the point where they are road ready. So this is the last stage before they actually do get to the road.
This is the last stage. We usually put them through an assessment. We call it the road riding checklist, and we put out a tarp just like this, an intersection, where they're using their hand signals, looking both ways, and shoulder checking as well.
And those are the things that for parents that are teaching their kids, it is more than just keeping your child up on the two wheels. They do have to kind of go that next level.
For sure. There are dangers on the road, so we just want to make sure that kids do pay attention when they're on the road and they're staying safe, using their hand signals at all times, because riding on the road, while it is fun, it can be dangerous at times too, so we just want to make sure they're all safe.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Nick. Yeah, taking the pressure off of some of the parents as well. I mean, you can teach your kids, but, sometimes it's nice to have some people that are able to help as well. And you have some great volunteers and staff here as well, don't you?
We definitely do. We have a few of the younger instructors here, some as young as 17 or even younger than that. It's really great because oftentimes we even have people who've done Pedalheads and they actually become instructors down the line.
That's fantastic. Now we know that you have young ones, as young as 2, that are learning to ride. But once you've even learned how to ride, you have some specialized training.
We do. We also have a program called Flow, which is our mountain biking program for kids 8 to 15, and it just allows them to get their first opportunity to ride out on the trails.
Fantastic. Well, for more details on Pedalheads, by the way, they do still have availability for some of their camps and courses. You can check out their website, but I think a great day to learn to ride a bike. And you know what they say, once you learn, you never forget.
Brady's all about riding his bike, all thanks to the people at Pedalheads. We took him up there with his training wheels on, and they immediately took the training wheels off, put him on the grass, and within 2 days, my little boy was riding his bike.
Thumbs up for the Pedalheads camp. Okay.